Hey guys, I'm working on a Norcold refrigerator freezer combo. It's a Norcold model N400.3, and this is an old fridge, so it's kind of hard to find parts for it. The issue was the door spring assembly for the freezer door. Both of these were broken, so the freezer door was just dangling in here, which makes for a bad seal. So I was able to fix it. I went on the parts diagram and I quickly found out that the spring holder assembly part number is 619041 for the right hand, and for the left hand it's 619042. If you look on the internet, which I did for a half hour, you cannot find the left hand part. As far as I can tell, it doesn't exist anywhere. I couldn't find it. So I finally just decided to buy two right hand spring assemblies and make one of them into a left hand. You can see they're just a mirror image of each other. See, that boss just mirrors that, and there's a little boss on the back here that is a mirror image of the right hand. So I ordered two of this part number, 619041, and I took the good, the one that's ready to go as the right hand, installed it in the fridge, and then I took the other right hand, which is this exact same design, and I took my flap disc here on my angle grinder and I ground this boss off here till it was perfectly flat. The purpose of this boss is to keep the door from opening too far and damaging the spring assembly. So after doing this repair, you kind of got to be careful with that, especially you got kids around rough on stuff. You got to watch it. It's not as tough as it used to be, but you still got one side that is going to come around and hit this boss and keep that door from opening too much. So again, I ground this feature off the new right hand part, nice and flat with a flap disc. It works great. It's easy to do. And then this boss is also a mirror image of the left hand part, this little boss that goes inside the refrigerator housing. So you've got to find the center of that in your refrigerator. So what I did was I took a little model paint and I just painted the round part of this boss. You could also use lipstick if you borrow some lipstick from your wife, and you make a nice little red dot on there and you slide this into your refrigerator housing perfectly straight up and down as awesome as you can until that red contacts the housing, and then you pull it out and you've got yourself a perfect red dot. Then you take a drill bit. This is a small pilot bit. You want to start with a small pilot bit and drill right through the center of that red dot, and then drill it up to the actual diameter of this boss is about 225, so you want to drill it up to 230. However, if you just have a common index drills from Ace Hardware or whatever, 732 gets you pretty close. You're going to have to auger it out just a little bit with a 732. It's too small, so you kind of take that bit and kind of just gently make the hole a little bit bigger. And now you're ready to install your modified right hand part. So you take that modified part and you pop it in there and you're almost ready to go. So at this point you can't just reinstall this fridge door. You can't just put it back in there and be good, because it'll kind of sag a little bit still. It needs to have spring tension back on it to make this tight. So what you do is you remove this bracket right here. I did the right side. I don't think it matters what side you do. You remove one of them, and the other one you just use to kind of hold the door in place while you're working on it. So you pop the door in place, and then this side you take this bracket and you clock it counterclockwise, like one rotation back till it pops in on the teeth of the spring holder assembly, and then you spring torsion it back to where it needs to be and reinstall these two screws. Then you go over here and you remove this bracket and you do the same thing. You torque it back clockwise one position, put it back on there, and then torque it back underneath the door and gently put the screws in. So that's going to give you spring tension to make the door want to be closed back in towards the refrigerator. And this one works great. It took me 20 minutes, no big deal. So I really hope this helps you and get your freezer back online and not leaking cold air and defrosting or whatever because the door is open. If you don't want to go through all this hassle, you can also just, you know, probably just tape something on here that's a little bit like a piece of foam, so when you close this door it pushes against it. But I like to fix things, you know, the best way that I can, so that's how I did it. I hope this helps. Again, you just need to buy 2 of this part number 619-041, modify one of them to make it a left hand, and that's it. All right, thanks for watching.